Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning, morning. I am good. I am back in the US, back in Miami. Bitcoin is holding up well. Trump is doing a lot of great things. I had shout out to Lynn Ulbricht for getting her son back. A huge pardon last night of Ross Ulbricht. I didn't expect it to come this soon. I know he did promise it, but then he kind of walked that back a little bit in one of the speeches. And he did it. Yeah, I thought he was going to commute the sentence, but it's a straight up pardon, which is impressive actually. I mean, Trump looks like doesn't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. He's just going to do his thing. And let's see. He's signing a bunch of executive orders, and maybe he'll drop capital gains taxes on Bitcoin. That would be, man, if you want to see Bitcoin double overnight, that'll do it. That'll
That'll
do
do
it.
it.
It'll double in 24 hours.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've loved everything he's done so far. And he pardoned something like 150 or commuted sentences for 150 people associated with the January 6th and everything like that did fucking nothing wrong. And
I think it was 1,500, not
1,500,
150. But
excuse
don't
me.
hold me to that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Brilliant, brilliant. That's regular folk. Excellent. Oh look, we got to get in the price of Bitcoin because it's like at or near the same as last night, right? Like we had a rally and we've come back down to the same sort of price. This is gonna be a bit of a shorter show tonight. We've got more things to do. It's a midweek show. We tend to blow through the midweek show pretty quickly. There it is. Um, so look, I'll go first. Look, in last night's show, I was in a trade from 103, whatever it was. And I closed the trade out on the show in point five profit, and then immediately re-entered that trade from about $100 less. So I was in from 103,500 yesterday. Now I'm in from 103,444. It was a good pump, which I'm still in. Didn't sell any, didn't trim any, whatever like that. And look, we almost came back to break even. We did just drop down, but I think it's kind of the same as yesterday. Like I bet like this candle here. What does that say? It says 1 o'clock my time. Yeah, look, this is the same jazz. Like, can we do the same? Is it Groundhog's Day all over again? Can we rally post market opening and everything the same way we did yesterday? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really directionally clear right now. I'm just bullish on Bitcoin, and I guess that's ultimately. I don't want to be bearish. I want to believe. Maybe I could draw all these types of patterns, whatever. I don't mind where it is right now, but it is the same as a trader and only talking about my trading position, the same deal as yesterday. Like this might come down throughout the show, and I'm like, I'm not holding it through another drop. I might have to close it and then just re-enter again the same way I did last night. I don't know. The fact that we're looking at the 1 hour right now, the fact that we came up on that pump and retouched on like to the dollar, TA doesn't work, the 7 simple moving average here, and now we're fading again. It's not that positive. There's not much happened today except just lower lows hourly incrementally. So that it doesn't give me much to go off here. 4 hour, let's have a gander. I don't like, even though there's only an hour and 20 minutes left, I really want to close this candle above the 30 simple moving average on the 4 hour. Otherwise, I'm going to have to close this trade out if it comes back down close. I mean, I've got a break even stop loss in. I'll sit in it otherwise. But otherwise, I just see the 50 coming and getting retested, which would be if I was awake a good buy because that would be a higher low. And it's been respected the 50 simple on the 4 hour the last few times, right? So that seems like an obvious thing that we'll just come back down, kiss the 50, and then have another bounce. But I mean, this is starting to get pretty drawn out consolidation at the top. So we need to make a decision whether we're going to come back down, you know, lower or higher at this point. It's starting to look a bit liminal space. The only reason I keep stabbing at it is because the volatility has been good. When I've taken these trades, we've had kicks. I just haven't traded it personally very well to capitalize on that. Like back at 107, I wasn't like, I'm going to close this trade, fantastic trade, even though I was 25% up or whatever. At that point, I thought that we'd rock higher. So, look, that's on me, not on Bitcoin. So we'll just review that as time goes on. Midweek show, you could look at it the other way, like it is right now on the daily. That we yesterday we came back down and retested the seven simple. With a 9 hours left, this could close green, and look fantastic. So there's nothing to freak out about. The yesterday's or today, whatever, wherever you are, candle, the most recent daily candle close, was it the best daily candle close of all time? Yes. So I'm not in any mood to get bearish on this. I'm just thinking about, how I can make some money from it. That's all I'm going to say on the as far as this midweek Wednesday show goes. I'm in trades on Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin as it stands right now, but it's a bit tricky to try and catch the chop or whatever. Let's have a look at my favorite coin in the world, which I've copped a bit of shit for, which don't mind. Trump coin. All right. In last night's show, which was right here, which people hate me saying, it's last night's show, right? There's no other way to say it. I was looking at this descending line, and Tony and I both sort of pointed out, I do think a break of this descending line, which we pointed out, in the previous show, that I thought that once that line breaks, we're off, right? And that happened, right? But once again, I didn't do anything because most of the move happened while I was asleep. And when I woke up, I was in profit. I'm still in profit. Um, not as much as I'd like to be, certainly not as much as I was back here. Um, but it's exactly the same sentiment as I have on Bitcoin. I've got a break even stop loss in place. I'll stay in that. If it drops down, I'll look to enter lower. Otherwise, I don't have any opinion on it. It's I really like trading this thing because I've this has been my third trade on Trump coin. The first one was 55%, the second one was about 40%. And I'm probably currently in 10% profit. It just doesn't look like much. That's why I called it sort of Bitcoin on steroids. It's it's tradable. I mean, this jumps back to here and I'm in like 20% profit. I, I like it with leverage. So I'm going to continue to do this until I think that it's exhausted its run. Don't know when that's going to be. If you want to join the party, jump over on Blowfin right now. This is only going to last for a week. If you trade up to $100,000 in volume, you get a random share of at random. They're going to draw out this promotion here. Links in the description below. It's only 4 days left. Why not have a bit of fun with a limited amount of money? Be safe. It's absolutely shitcoin, but I do think it's tradable. It's coming back to you right now, Tone. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, blah, blah, blah. Links in the description below. Join the Discord group, all the rest. Tone, what do you think about Bitcoin? We still good?
Yeah, still looks good. I'm gonna jump on screen share now. I was just taking a look at stuff like Trump coin, and someone asked about Apple. I'm surprised with Apple, actually. Stock market is rallying to new highs, and Apple is taking a little bit of a nosedive. You had a perfect breakout from this is the weekly scale, had a perfect breakout from its ascending.
Hit the screen share
Why?
button.
Not I did. What's happening here?
Don't hold out on us.
I did. I don't know why it never works the first time. So Apple had a perfect breakout back in December out of its ascending triangle. It had a target of about 280. Never reached the target. It hit extension C and B on the same weekly candle. Then it had a nice reversal candle and has been down ever since. This is a terrible looking chart. Someone asked if it's a buy going into earnings. I'm going to say it's not. I mean, I would never buy or sell a stock into earnings, especially one that's pulling back this much. I mean, there's a higher probability that the earnings will surprise to the upside than the downside, considering how much it's down going into earnings in a bull market. But I wouldn't touch it. I want to see if the top came on a daily MRI top. It did not. It came on a daily green star candle. So the top would have come a little bit out of nowhere for me, right before Christmas or the day after Christmas. And yeah, that's a little bit surprising here on Apple. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. So monthly chart looks very bullish. Weekly chart, it still looks okay. This could be the highest closing week ever. I still think Bitcoin has a nice chance to rally into end of week. Trump is keeping his mouth shut on Bitcoin. I don't know if he's preparing to say something epic or you know, there's only so much he can do. It's like, yeah, you can let out anyone out of prison. You could kind of mess around with the economy. But remember, there is the United States still has a deep state, and there are limits to what Trump can and can do. And a topic like Bitcoin could be one of those things that Trump may not have the free reign to do as he likes, as people think. So we will see how much power the bankers have. And yeah, so Bitcoin, it could go back and forth. I didn't expect Bitcoin to be mentioned as far as the strategic reserve goes. So I was, pessimistic on this. So far, it's playing out that way. Also, we have a daily MRI top. What does that mean? It means a 1 to 4 candle pullback, correction, consolidation, and then probably a breakout. This is not bad. As long as Bitcoin holds 100, the longer Bitcoin stays above 100, the more people get comfortable with 100 being the floor, the more likely we are to break out to 125 very, very quickly. And we are above all the moving averages. You know, a pullback to the moving averages would be great. The daily chart is now fully bullish, 100% bullish, with the golden cross of the also playing with a puppy. A daily cross of the moving averages. And the weekly chart is completely bullish as well. So all the charts should be bullish. This is the 1 hour chart. We drew this line yesterday. It's about to hit this trend line. So Bitcoin remains in a bullish stance as long as the trend line holds and as long as the prior lows hold. So I'm not a fan of this red star candle on the 1 hour. And the 4 hour probably also coming off a red star candle. Let's wait for the MRI to load. Taking its sweet time. Yep, there's the red star candle. I mean, that's not good, but we could also have that 10 a.m. reversal. We're dropping into 10 a.m. If I lower this to a 5-minute scale, we're dropping into 10 a.m. and setting us up for a nice buy the dip here. It might have already happened. We're in the window. It is already 9:50. And if this candle is a reversal candle followed by some strength, then the low for the day is likely in. That's pretty much it on Bitcoin. We are doing well as far as the cycle is concerned. Oil is pulling down a little bit on Trump trying to, pull more oil out of the ground. Gold is approaching a new all-time high on a weekly closing basis, which is great. I am bullish on gold, very bullish here, especially with the weekly green star candle. Gold has become very, very bullish. And the S&P, look at this massive jump this morning on the S&P. Huge gap to the upside. The S&P should be at a new all-time high by end of this week. I mean, that's what it's pointing to. And then the only path for the S&P is higher. I am curious how the US dollar is doing. And that's the last chart I will look at because we promised it would be a shorter show. I still haven't had time to talk interest rates. Let's look at DXY, and that'll be the last thing I look at. DXY is pulling down a bit. Oh wait, that's a daily look. Okay, yeah. DXY is pulling down a bit. It's had a good run. Let me see the MRI. We were coming into an MRI top, so that makes sense a little bit. I think the US dollar will be very bullish and not bearish. So that's it, Matt. You can close us out. Oh, the ETF. Sorry, one last thing.
Yep.
I refreshed the ETF chart, and lots of buying on Friday, lots of buying yesterday. On Tuesday, Monday, the markets were closed. Look at that, 10,000 Bitcoin Friday, 7,500 Bitcoin Tuesday. Most of it, look at this, all of it coming into BlackRock. Oh, shit. 1 second. And the ETFs are now holding 1,160,000 Bitcoin. And that's a lot. And it looks like there's nothing stopping them. And it's been a year. After 1 year, They're holding over 1 million Bitcoin. Now, keep in mind, they were holding 600,000 Bitcoin when the year started through GBTC. So this has now doubled. And give it another year, maybe they'll be holding another 1 million Bitcoin. January is already almost where December was.
Well, how many did GBTC sell? Half?
GBTC sold
Yeah.
375,000 Bitcoin. It's right there.
Yeah. So you can do the math on that. They haven't doubled their position. They've done a hell of a lot more than that. It's three,
Well, no,
four.
no, no, no. This counts, right? So the ETFs hold a total of 160, and total ETF inflow since January of 24 was 541,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So 541,000, and that represents an 87% increase. So the ETFs have increased their position since the launch of the additional ETFs by 87.5%. So it almost doubled. 100% would be a doubling.
Crazy. Excellent. Excellent stuff. And that's only going to get more, I think, over the next year.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Let's call it a day.
Thanks, guys. Midweek show. We'll have to see which go. And it's a perfect midweek show because the price of Bitcoin is in a midweek posture. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Thank you for joining. As always, like and subscribe. See you then.